3, 2, 1, let's go.
Hey yo people, what's up? It's your boy Sickma in the house and hey yo people, what's up? It's your boy Sickma in the house and we are here with the third episode. Just when you guys thought we wouldn't make it till here, we just have. And I think it's an exciting moment. It's been quite a fun day. And just to make it all the more merrier, we've got an extra chair here, which is why you're wondering who our first guest is going to be onto this very segment. Bhootnath! Bhootnath. Well, not exactly. High school can be a pretty traumatizing place. Pretty spooky enough.
No, it's not best.
Pretty spooky enough to like rather expect Bhootnath into the picture, but we couldn't get Bhootnath, we couldn't get Amitabh Bachchan here, so we're gonna have to make do with the man in the house, Michelangelo, with us at the set of Sickma people. Let's make some noise.
Hey guys, how are you?
What's up? What's up? We've got Michelangelo in the house.
And another thing, for all of those who were expecting we'd get the sculptor, I'm really sorry.
This is
We
what
got Michelangelo.
This is what you do in a budget. Like we are growing, we are getting better. We'll get there someday.
We got Michelangelo.
Yeah, like one day. But at the moment you got to make do with this.
If he's gonna sculpt something, we can actually make this episode.
Do you sculpt? I mean, he sketches. For most of you who have no idea, Michelangelo is my cousin, and Vidit and Ved both have like seen him like since the very beginning. And as I did mention earlier in my podcast that we are getting to an issue of the whole education part of things, I thought it would be a great intro to actually start with the whole high school aspect of it.
Yeah.
So
We're not at elementary school kids, bro. It's just weird.
yeah. So Michael's kind of playing with his life here right now. Like his dad finds out he's here right now, sitting and talking shit.
Listen, everyone in someone who's in post, editor Baba, just blur his face if it's required.
Yeah, please.
I mean, see, it's a piece of art, okay? Like, whenever I see Michael, it's kind of a flex for me. The kid is like taller than me, and I'm in college already.
Dude, that's not that big of a deal, bro. You're a midget.
He's got the typical Chad hairstyle.
No, tell me this.
brains.
Tell me, forget about talent and hand, but tell me this. He's been named Michael. His brother is
Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah.
Your sister is your mom is Mona Lisa. How are you Vedant? Seriously.
And his
Just stop down
cousins,
here.
and his cousins, Nikon, Canon, and Epson.
Yes.
What the fuck do you get name? Vedant.
ओ भाई मारो मुझे मारो
I mean, see, it's. I've had a traumatizing childhood, okay? Like, I've constantly
And
like.
what was that in UK with?
Let me tell you guys, okay? Like, I think I might have had a traumatizing childhood. Like, I've constantly been asking my parents, like, again and again, okay, like, you can tell me if I'm adopted. Like, I'll take it well. Like, I don't have the special name in the family. Like, why do you fuck up my name? Like, why couldn't you name me Picasso or something? But they had to stick with Vedant. Vedant's a beautiful name. My aunt named me after all. But I guess my grandfather didn't get to name me, so it would have been Leo DiCaprio or like, Picasso.
DiCaprio.
We went from Renaissance painters to. Please blur my words.
But let's ask Michael. Michael, how did the name Michelangelo come into the picture? Like,
So I have a very artistic family, and my grandparents are international artists. My granddad's no more, but he used to paint all over,
and he's the one who named you Michelangelo.
Yeah, of course. And my
And
brothers
yeah,
are
of course,
also-
the paintings around your house, I think all of them are painted.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna have a lock door for the house.
Yeah.
soon. Okay, but you do a lot of sketching, but you're more inclined to music at the moment, is what I suppose.
Mhm.
Just when I thought this kid couldn't get any better, he's like pretty much balling in his high school. Like,
Oh, he's balling.
He's a dipsite as it is.
Dipsite.
Like those of you who don't know what dipsite is, like DPS, Delhi Public School back in India. So apparently, I think they have a thing.
Okay,
for
another thing
Yeah,
is
they
dipsite.
themselves as dipsites.
Dipsite isn't a code word for dipshit. Although most dipsites are dipshits.
And it's clearly not our words, it's Ved's words. So like, keep us out of it, keep my channel out of it.
Yeah.
I'm not wrong when I say any of this.
My channel's in jeopardy. Okay, it's genuinely in jeopardy. I'm playing on my last line of my very third episode.
After all the shit he said, me calling a dipsite a dipshit is what gets this channel thrown out, really?
No, but I would agree with him on that. They are really dipshits. Not gonna lie.
No, but I don't consider myself a dipside yet. In DPS, you have two kind of people over
Okay.
there. So one is in 11th and 12th. So one is you go ask someone, they're like, yeah, bro, I just joined.
Okay.
And the other are
Which
the
is your
people-
category.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other are the people, if you ask them, they'll be like, yeah, bro, I've been there for like 13 years now since nursery. So those
They're
you would consider
they're the real
dipshits.
dipshits.
Yeah.
They're the dipshits.
Yeah.
Okay, but like let's face it. Okay, there are a lot of rumors going on about this very school DPS. Okay, like at least the side of Bangalore I live in is towards the east side. And as much as I've heard from East Bangalore, I've heard some real messed up shit. Okay, like I'm not going to bring it up right now. I'm going to listen to what Michael has to say about his school. Then based on how like we cross the barriers, I'll keep bringing up things like slowly, gradually. But is it true kids are really fucked up in the head over there? Like very honestly.
Right now, I wouldn't say that, but yeah, in the previous years, there have been people like that. Even I have stories.
Okay, what is the craziest stunt you've seen a student do, like or pull, like in DPS, like in your last 2 years or 1 year being here?
And please don't give stories like how these Vox Pop creators give out on Just Street. Oh, we drank a lot and we parked out.
We drank a
I'm like-
pizza and you're like out, bro. Like, oh my god, it hit me so hard.
I hope it's not that, but yeah, anyways.
No, but surprisingly, the past year, there's not really been anything happening. Seriously.
Because like everyone knows
DPS has calmed down.
if people know that something's gonna happen in DPS, it's not going to happen because the faculty is cutthroat.
I'm yet to see
Yeah.
an interesting story, like live myself, something happened. But all I've heard is stories myself.
So you're telling me before DPS you were in presidency.
Yeah.
And you've seen more ballsy stuff happen in presidency over DPS?
No, I wouldn't say that.
But it's not to keep himself
DPS
safe.
does have wild stories, yeah.
Okay, and what is like probably the most recent thing, because I heard you just had your 11th exam right now,
Yeah.
and you've just been promoted to 12th. Congratulations!
Yeah.
I was like at a borderline. Like me and Wade did my 11th and 12th together back in Christ, and I literally pulled through. Like my dad was like, you did decent enough in your 10th. What the fuck happened in your 11th? And the way I took it, it was like 11th was a break. It was supposed to be a break for me.
Yeah.
Okay, I like got done with CBSE, then I came to state board. So I'm like, okay, it's getting easy as it is.
And then you fuck shit up.
And you're in Christ, okay?
Yeah.
The problem is not with being a Christite. It's the second you walk outside the gate, that's where you get fucked up. You know what I mean?
Because you're a Christ.
Because they're Christite, okay? With DPS, everything is there inside.
And I'll tell you one more thing, okay? Like usually it's considered to be, I don't know if it's true, that you're supposed to study more in your 11th and 12th because it's harder than 10th, of course, right? It's considered a thing.
Depends.
I mean, depends, but yeah, at least in CBSE schools, so what I heard, okay? Trust me when I say this, I've had the most amount of fun in my 11th and 12th. I've done everything except studying. We've got annual functions, sports days, trips. Our owner also went to jail. I mean, the school owner.
Which school was this? I'm not going to name of the person, but which school was it?
This was NHVPS. Everybody would know who the owner is. He went to
People
jail.
who know, you know.
Yeah.
Nobody knows which
we
batch
don't
this
know.
was, so we're going to leave it
Yeah.
there.
The only time we studied was like just literally a day or two before the board exams. And still somehow made it because COVID was there. So I just got passed in 2 subjects, which I didn't even give exam for. So
I mean,
That's
CBSE
my
might be a
age.
bad option over state.
Wouldn't have been a bad option, but the thing is like, I would still take Christ over any like CBSE school, not because like, it's mostly because of the people. Like the people I've met there and like the experiences I've had in Christ.
Do you mind elaborating?
Sure.
Women? I mean, I used to stand outside law campus, like the law building, like every time during lunch break. There's nothing to hide.
Thing is, I used to stand from the law building for a different reason. I was like, I want to see like the law kids that are going, and he's also like, I want to see the law chicks that are going. It's a big difference. I was just trying to get some information. He was trying to get another piece of information.
I mean, it comes
All
down
relative.
to it comes down to that. But again, coming back to NHVPS, is there? You told you had the best time back in 11th and
Yeah.
12th.
Yeah, elaborate.
What is one moment that you can recall that still stays there till today? Like two of your friends are right behind the camera who are together here right now.
I'll tell you a very funny story because Rishik is right here behind the camera. I'll tell you what we
Alright.
did with him. So after in 12th, okay, talk about 12th. So we always have that field trip, of course, right? And we went to Wayanad, Kerala, and there what happened was you're supposed to wake up around 5 o'clock to get to a safari, wild safari or something like that. Okay. So Anurag's batch, which is a very fuck all batch of science, what they have done with one of their classmates is they have woken him up at 2 p.m. Okay, in the midnight, and even 5 p.m. it's gonna be dark. Okay, so you don't get to know the difference if you see the watch. So they've woken him like take bath. So the man has gone taken bath, pooped, and he's put on his shoes and gone sat there outside getting ready for the bus to come and probably leave. Okay, we got to know about that, and we were probably chilling with my other friends, and then Rishik was in the other room. So what we did that time was we tried to do the same thing. We were like, Rishik, it's 5 o'clock, get up, we have to go. And we just pretended as if we were getting ready to. Man went almost to a bath and came out.
What? That is so sad. What is almost? Did he end up taking the bath or not?
I am not sure. I don't think so because it was like really cold there. So I don't know. But he was almost like he brushed his teeth, he was almost getting ready until he saw the time.
He's brushing his teeth, he looks at his phone and like, oh good, fucking 2 o'clock in the morning.
And the most about this is just one incident. I can tell you one more where I told you about my the Wannagoda jail, right? So we had an event like an intra-college fest, right? Intra-school fest rather for teachers, and it's more like teachers were the participants and we were the organizers. So we did that.
Was
and
the
then-
final prize the principal getting arrested?
No.
The owner, sorry, owner.
No.
Owner.
So we're preparing for that, missing classes, doing all the shit, and what happens is the owner goes to jail and we're like, okay, yeah, now it's done, it's cancelled and all that. And then we get the news that he's got a bail after a few days and he's like, yeah, back to it, we're going to happen and he's going to be the chief guest. So,
Yeah, I
all this kind of shit.
I would 100% do a fest just because he did that.
There's one more story I'll tell you at the end of it.
Okay, meanwhile, do you have anything related?
Anurag and Rishi would know
It's
this.
back in Christ 11th and 12th at least.
Before
Christ
you go
level.
ahead, sorry to interrupt. This is Rishik and Anurag would know this is the AV room story. I'll tell it later.
Okay. Then we're going to say the best for last.
Yes,
The
yes,
best
yes.
for last.
If you guys could see the back of the camera, you can see both of them just
Yeah.
put their hands on their heads, just like.
This
that's
is
really
nice.
nice.
Okay, no, sorry. Continue.
You know what? I didn't have like crazy shit happen because I kept to myself a lot. I think Vedant would know.
Me and Ved only met after 6 months because I thought he was just some shady kid sitting in the corner of the class.
And-
like, bro, he genuinely did seem like that, but turns out I was more fucked up than he was.
Exactly.
I got to know
Of course you were.
as a person.
The thing is, right, I get bored by classes easily, so I just go to the back, sleep, pretend like everything is okay, and then move on with the day. That's how it was back in Christ. Because, like, what the fuck else am I going to do? People used to take, like, they used to come to the back of the class. Like, whenever I used to leave the back seat because, like, the psychology or whatever, they used to go back. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I can smell Sprite and alcohol up until the front.
It was fine until like Sprite and alcohol. Do you remember
Someone
back
made
in Christ?
codeine. Someone fucking made codeine in class.
No, but do you remember I was called as the dealer in class?
Oh yeah, you were the dealer.
But wait. It's not because I did drugs or whatever. So let's hold that before you cancel me then and
Then what do you need?
No, they're not going to cancel you. You'll be the plug.
I'm going to be the plug, okay? But this is it's not drugs, guys. It's not drugs. But bottom line, what had happened was I think I was passed a bunch of candies to my table by some other bunch of guys. They were sitting next to me that day.
Yeah.
This was normal candies or something?
Normal candies.
This is normal candies. This is candies,
Was
like
it
sugar candies.
Like eclairs and
Okay.
It wasn't eclairs. I think it was.
okay, if anyone knows, it's called those like Limlet Chockies. It's like pure sugar that tastes like orange.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just got that, and I don't know why would I even like have the balls to do it in that one teacher's class who hates me the most. But I ended up getting the packet from some other friend of mine, and this teacher catches me having
I
a
remember
candy in my
now.
mouth. Yeah, she ends up catching the candy in my mouth. And this was passed on to me by some other friend of mine. And the second she was like, Vedant, get up. And I was like, yes ma'am. She's like, open your mouth. I swallowed it. I'm choking and I'm already coughing in front of her. So half my this thing was like pretty messed up right then and there. It gets even more funnier because I'm just saying this, okay? Don't act like there were like no teachers who were pretty. Like back in school, there was one teacher, ma'am, she was a psychology teacher, and
You have to name it. Okay. Anyway,
she was pretty.
Okay, you
And
compliment
I
her.
loved her classes. Like genuinely, I found it informative.
See,
course you do.
if she's watching, see, your classes may have been decent, but I slept through all of them. So I can't really comment.
See, Ved had his own thing. I was just inspired by something else altogether. Let's just not go there.
Inspiration.
But yeah, bottom line, the story came down to me being like termed as
The dealer.
The dealer. It wasn't even my bag, it was my
And
candy.
the beauty of it is, if Vedant would have passed the bag on to me, I would have been the dealer because I was sitting right next to him.
No, if I would have passed the back to him, I would have still been termed as a dealer. That's how much the teacher hated me.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's just grudge at the point.
It is.
Yeah.
It was the same thing like our class teacher.
Uh,
I'm trying to use code words. This fucker doesn't understand.
Dolby. I didn't say. Okay, but bottom line, Michael, you hear all these stories. Okay, like what, like how, like do you find anything different happening with your this thing? Because I feel even if we are like 2-3 years apart,
Yeah, we're just too real. It's not
I
much
still
of a
feel there's a huge gap
Yeah,
between
there
how
is,
things
there
function.
is.
You know what I mean?
It's a huge shift, man. Like Gen Alpha is coming up.
Right. So like how are our stories any different from yours? Like does it go way more beyond than what it is right now in class?
No, not really.
Like
I
over
feel
candies,
like
you guys
your
just-
generation was much better, honestly.
Yeah,
This
This
class
class
is
much more decent. Okay, you had wild stories, but you know much better. And like right now, as of now, it's just all boring, and you have all these chomo kids in class everywhere, and you're just focusing on studies and all that crap.
And he's in humanities and he's saying this.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, if you're focusing, again, I'm not gonna shame you, but if you're focusing on your studies in humanities, you have failed.
You have failed as it is. Like see, it's as simple as this. You take humanities or arts and you loaf around in life.
Exactly.
Cool. You take humanities and arts and you work on something this side. Fine. Okay, but you take humanities and you sit and rant about the fact that you're not doing anything, then you failed in life. It's as simple
Dude,
as that.
I took humanities because I wanted to do law later, and I didn't want to take sciences. Because fuck that, I'm not learning about black holes and then learning about retro. That's just weird.
It's funny how we started learning about
I
black holes and being into
commerce,
one.
it had I took commerce, okay. It still had like accounts and economics, something to learn a little bit, put your mind in it. And still half the time we just played basketball. Teacher was least concerned, we just went out, played basketball or did some other shit. That's
Dude,
what
so
we used to
the
do.
thing is, like, I wanted something like that. That's what I thought, like, PU would be like. You know, you go to class if you want, and no one gives a shit about attendance.
And we did this in a proper school, by the way, which
Yeah.
has timetables.
Exactly. That's what I thought college was supposed to be like, PU and all that. Turns out it's not. Turns out the minute we walked into Christ, everything started getting stricter.
No, but I want to ask you, like, your not generation, at least what you have
Batch.
experience, yeah, batches.
Thing is, no, with
Is it all about just partying, drinking, and all that? Or just something beyond that as well?
No, not really. So you have the guys that drink, smoke, whatever, and you
Okay.
have the guys that are always out on 2 a.m. drives
Hmm.
and putting stories. Okay, yeah, I'm on the drive.
Typical
with the
DBS.
gang.
With the music
Yeah.
and all that, yeah.
Yeah, music and all that. And the thing with DBS is that it's really strict. And yeah, and so that's why this year especially they've been getting like really strict.
Hmm.
So like recently, I think at least 5 people got suspended just for like bunking like 2 classes.
Okay,
What
listen.
what is this Christ behavior?
Yeah.
Forget, bro, we bunked 2 classes. The teachers didn't give a shit. They're like, is it above 85? Ah, fuck off.
I mean, keeping it above 85 was still a big deal for me.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, like, the reason why I have a problem with my college, which I did for my undergrad, was the fact that I think within my attendance was somewhere between 50 to 60%.
So 75% was the minimum required. And I just somehow made it to 76 to 77, just made, okay. And I was like, yeah, it's good enough. And I see Vedant, his name was just below mine. And he's like 53. I'm like, didn't he just come with me every day?
By the way,
But
DBS,
attendance
they
is
don't
so
really care about attendance. Like I personally, I wrote my finals with like 55% attendance.
Yeah,
See, I think CBSE compensates
Yeah.
in a-
it
in a way.
compensated. And also, your teachers had a grudge on you.
My teacher had a grudge on me, and see, I had 53%. But the thing I was fighting in my favor was that fine, I'm doing so many other things, and also I'm a Christite, I'm an ex-Christite. Okay, you don't sit and talk to me about attendance because if you would have done your job, I would be in college, right? So that's technically not my fault.
Listen, I can't talk about attendance. I just filled my legs.
No, but tell me, don't you
Came
think
back.
if I have a certificate from Christ, doesn't that automatically like make me eligible like to like not even be like required in the attendance quota? At least in Bangalore.
No, they especially wanted to attend the again.
Because you're from Christ.
Because you're from Christ. Because they know you fucked around way too much, or you held back from fucking around way too much.
I mean, they don't know that. Like
They do.
In the eyes of teachers and like faculties,
Trust me.
Christ students are like, whoa.
No, no,
okay.
no. I've been to like the dredges of places, and I've just talked like, hey, I'm a couple of teachers, right? I know a lot of teachers because parents because of them. So I just went around to one of the teachers. I'm like, what do you think if like kids from Christ? What is your opinion about them? They're like, see, they're one of 2 people. I'm like, okay, it's probably gonna say like studious kind one like this. Normal answers that I'd expect. So she took a left turn. She's like, they're either they've done all of the shit they can in Christ and they're coming out sober, or they've held back from doing shit in Christ and,
And
coming
now
out,
they're coming out.
coming out like absolutely wild.
No, but I want to ask Michael one more thing. It was a little bit there even when he was studying in high school probably. But have you noticed that there's a lot of like showing off around unnecessarily for different things
Yeah,
and expecting, and whoever does not do that, they're not cool enough or whatever. Is that a thing? Have you
Yeah,
faced
that's
that?
a thing everywhere.
But like in what scenario? Like in what case?
What is this?
Isn't DPS like known for showing off?
No, not just GPS, even presidency or any other.
Yeah.
What is the experience?
So the trend these days is like you drink, especially parties these days. You know, this Kitiko and whatever XU. And people are like all over those parties.
Dude, and do you remember like Kitty?
The one time I depended on Vedant to come to a Kiriko party and I couldn't enter at all. And after that we got rejected from Easy Time also because apparently it's only couple entry.
You could have
I felt like
messed
being the
up,
fuck out of that watchman.
You could have claimed to be a couple and walked in, but they wouldn't fight.
That was a messed up night. But coming down again, like
Oh,
see Kitiko went down in history. Okay, then underage kids, 11th standard, 12th standard.
That's what I was asking.
I remember.
So karma got back to them.
I remember
Fuck
like
off.
this. Dude, I remember like this story. One of like so my sister's batch from MCC, right? So one of them, they were just talking randomly on call with my sister. I'm walking past me. I walk past the bedroom door. I'm just going to the kitchen to get some water, and she forgot the mic, the speakers on her laptop. And someone was yapping. I heard Kitiko and just turned back. Turns out some like 14-year-old girl ended up going to Kitiko. 14-year-old girl ended up going to Kitiko, and shit's happened after that. Obviously, Kitiko's gonna get fucked now, bro.
But how, yeah, you were sharing something, so
Yeah, go
you
ahead.
continue.
Yeah, I was just saying it's all about parties these days, and drives is a major thing. Seriously.
What is up with drives suddenly?
Yeah.
Bro, they want
Is it they want to flex the car or they just actually want to go and drive?
Yeah, they want to flex. You know, they're going to the airport and you know in the car with the gang, music and all that.
Do they come back from the airport or do they go somewhere?
I mean, we do the same, but the difference is we just do it in a Nova. They do it in a BMW. So
They go to the airport.
Like it's funny what with this life has come down to right now. He used to go to drives with his boys back to Kodaikanal and like Coorg and stuff. And now he's coming and he's carrying all the equipment to my house, Sickma studio, to sit and shoot here all day.
No, forget that, bro. I've seen this man after a while. It seemed like he's the work guy.
He has. I think Vidit has become the dad or like the uncle of the
what the
group.
fuck? No way.
Can you
No
go with that?
fucking way.
Yeah.
How?
Being a guy who has Uncle Don next to me is still this guy being called Uncle.
See, even I got through a job, okay, but throughout the whole process, I was still that immature Vedant who's cool and who's always going to be that. Like, but Vidit has like lately become an uncle and we got to give it.
What the fuck? I'm not an uncle. I'm just working and trying to earn. That's all.
Why you added?
Okay, he's on the grind.
Yeah.
Why you added just let Uncle Don know how close is Vidit to getting the uncle?
I would ask him.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll get the uncle meter and like.
No, but it really gets to you. You might not be wrong completely also. When you work for fucking 12 hours in a day, it really gets to you.
It does, but Sickma ain't giving in. Gaps the mic.
Shut the fuck up.
Our lawyer boss might. Sickma clearly not.
This guy needs a lawyer. I'll have to work regardless.
I party with kids at Kiriko.
Jump the fucking video right there.
I meant to say I was too young.
Pedo.
I meant to say I was too young. I can sit and dance.
Worse, that's worse. Sigma party with kids that are too young.
Party
What
with
the
kids.
fuck?
No, that's okay.
Okay, that came out wrong. That
No,
came
but
out
seriously,
wrong.
it's become a big thing right now, okay? Like flexing it. Like,
Yeah.
they might be the most broke-ass motherfuckers, okay? But they're gonna flex as if, I don't know, they own what? You know, as if they're the fucking daughters and sons of Ambani's going around. Like, you do it.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
okay.
no problem at all. But they just do it for the sake of it sometimes.
They get the Richard Mill.
Yeah, I don't understand for what. Like, what does it...
It's a
It doesn't make you
trend
so
these
happy.
days.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
trend these days, you know, you see people put up these stories and they're like, okay, these people are enjoying and all. But honestly, I don't even think they are.
I mean, yeah, like, see,
Yeah.
it's fine, okay, like, putting a story, like, probably, like
see,
increasing the
honestly-
social value is fine, okay?
Yeah.
But these same kids are the people who are putting 20 stories on the same night over and over again. Like, I just don't understand what is it. Like, fine, it was one more thing where even I came to a phase where I had Instagram, initially in the age of 15, 16. I had Snapchat
No, that's
come in.
fine. That's fine. And see, honestly,
Bro, what were we posting back then? Fucking pictures of books?
Pictures of books. I used to like probably throw like sharpened shades on top of Wade's hair when he was
Yeah.
sleeping in front of me. And I used to take
I
pictures of
tell you
that.
a cringe thing. You know, I installed Instagram even when I was 16, 17. And there was that boomerang thing used to be very new for us, you know. That
Oh,
boomerang
yeah.
filter. I literally made a
Everyone
boomerang
knew.
for my hair when I was just spiking it with a boomerang like this. I just put it on my story.
I think there was an obsession with guys
Cringe,
getting back
cringe shit.
And women used to be there like sitting and doing the like dresses and like, just going round and round and whatever.
What? Okay, Roman, what? Wait, what happened?
ये मुंह से सुपारी निकाल के बात कर रहे बाबा ये।
इसके मुंह में पैदाइशी सुपारी है, ये तोतला है।
This
I mean, I used to do that too.
No, I can't imagine. Like the worst boomerang I've ever thought was like the Bieber swirl. Remember when they like put their hair down, just like fucking flick it up? I thought that was cringe.
No, this is next level cringe.
But I just wanted to ask one thing. Do you really think that like you've seen all of that? Did you ever think you possibly could do it and actually feel happy looking at it?
And honestly,
Yeah, why
just
not?
before you answer that, we also do feel happy when we party. Let's not lie. We
Not
do
party,
feel happy.
not like the party.
Yeah.
That's not the question. Everyone, of course, everyone's
We
gonna
enjoy,
feel
but
happy.
we don't overdo it.
Yeah, no, not that. They're gonna feel happy when you party. Like when I'm partying with all of you guys, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
When I'm like just driving randomly, I like it. But posting about it, do you think you'll be happy posting about it?
And overdoing it after a certain point.
Yeah.
Do you think it's become a thing?
They certainly are happy doing it. You know, they just want to share it with everyone. Okay, yeah, this is the cool stuff with this, with that, and all that. It just gets to them.
See, one thing I've understood about Gen Z kids is that there are two types of people, okay? First, there are people who are sitting and putting every small thing out, okay?
Yeah.
And they're trying to look cool. And then the other cool kids who don't post anything, it's all blurry and all aesthetic kind of kids, you know what I
Sky
mean?
pictures.
Sky pictures and like stuff like that. And they're still trying to look cool, okay? I don't know what is it, but they still get the clout. But they're like a final goal is the
Look,
same.
if someone is just like genuinely trying to make content and promote himself as that or herself as that, then I understand that. Like that's cool because there's a certain way to do it.
Yeah.
But just doing it for the boasting it, I mean, it doesn't make a difference to me. At least.
It clearly does not.
But like, look at the views, look at like the shit.
Yeah, that's the issue. Yeah.
And the thing is that most of them don't have. Do they have private or is it like mostly public?
Private accounts.
It's private accounts.
Yeah.
The thing with private accounts is it's going to be for a few people. That's why I don't really mind it. Because
And
if it's a private account and you're doing all this shit, of course it's only for your friends to see. No?
No, but the irony is I've seen private accounts with like 13K. I'm like, then what's the privacy in
Yeah,
this? 14, 15K people seeing your account.
Dude,
and it's just
it's 13K people that they know.
exactly.
No.
And all of them are 13K people that they know and their spam accounts.
Most of them are just mutuals, bro. Trust
Yeah,
me.
like I have 1,000 followers. I probably know, like just know
50?
Yeah, 50 to 80 or max.
I
Max 100.
The thing is, I know around 123 everyone who's there because
Yeah.
everyone's a person I've met or like I've been friends with before. No random people have like touched my account. Maybe bots. I don't.
It's many random people. Who
No, dude, like those.
I don't know. It's smiling from the back.
You know those companies, right? Okay. Another thing. Your social media. How does it look?
Mine is pretty much.
You can
know,
get free promotion.
Free promo. Put the fucking put the ad right there.
No, but this is it.
Okay, don't
Yeah.
don't try and be humble. But
Say it
if this
as
was
is.
about to be storied, if you're having a reel you're put up right now,
Mm.
Yeah.
would most of your viewers be the girl audience or the guy audience?
I think the girl audience.
Bye.
Doesn't want to be humble, and he's like, it's definitely the girl audience. Okay, fair enough. Do share my content. That's all I was coming at.
And next question, and
Without making a point.
And I'll be very brutally honest. In this, I don't know how it works currently, or with us at least. But for you personally,
Yeah.
do you have the risk for girls?
Of course.
What is your risk? What is your risk?
What did you expect when this guy said most of my followers are women? What did you
That's what I was getting
fucking
at.
expect?
So what is the risk? I want to know the secret. I want to know the secret.
It just comes with the way you act, you know.
Okay, like how?
You got that unspoken.
No, with your age, what is it to act? Like, you really shouldn't give a fuck about anyone, is how you're supposed
Yeah.
to.
This
That's
will
what
become the
I've
most.
seen,
This
okay?
will become the most replayed section. And
No, see, I feel like just that 2-3 years of age gap, like me and Michael have,
Yeah.
like, I think that still makes a big difference because back then, I think 2-3 years back also, like, at least I used to go approach girls to, like, probably slide into the DMs, text them or
Fuck
something.
no.
I used to make the effort.
Who do you think was getting you those DMs, bastard?
We'll get to that story. We'll get to that story right after this. We'll get to that story right after this.
I have no comments on this particular
But
section of the
no. We got to bring this up. But what I was saying is, I used to like at least like if I was interested in a girl, I like slide into her DMs. I get lucky probably like once in like 3 months
Yeah.
because a girl would like come probably text me herself.
Or they just ghost you.
Or they just ghost you like eventually over time. But right now, what I've seen, like you tell me if I'm wrong or whatever, the more attitude you show, the more of a mysterious guy. I don't know what
Yeah.
is that thing that goes on.
If
But
you've
the more
seen
curious
book-
girls get, at least
If-
that's how curious
that's the
girls
thing.
get.
If you've seen Book Talk, you know, and I'm an avid follower of weird niche internet cultures, and Book Talk is niche. But I can tell you why it is that way. Have you ever seen Twilight?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. You know the entire point of how Edward Cullen was in Twilight? You know why women were
Robert
fucking-
Pattinson.
No, not Robert. Robert Pattinson fucking looked ugly in that movie. Trust me.
He did.
He looked like an anemic, anorexic person. Like, honest to fucking god. He looked like he was one fucking breath away from falling down.
He did.
And that, by the way, fun fact: Twilight is a fan fiction about a music band that the author had. By the way, this led to 50 Shades of Grey.
Whoa.
And this yeah, and the 50 Shades of Grey led to like other shit happening. So blame Twilight for getting shitty taste in men out.
But anyways, continue. If you have had your list, which I'm sure you have.
Okay, you know what? Give us an
what is-
example of
Yeah,
that.
give an example. Just narrate it.
Uh,
You don't have to
you
name
put
names.
sauce.
And until unless you
You
want.
know, I'd certainly say I got the genes from my mom and dad because
Okay.
they are certainly good looking.
Hmm.
And so I'll tell you, so the first day of school, DPS, I go and like first I have a different class. Later a teacher comes, she's like, no, you go to that class. So I go to the other class.
Cool.
And the class is already filled up. The class, history class is going on.
Right.
And
And you walk in as a new kid.
yeah, I walk in and then the last bench is free.
Huh.
So I was just gonna go walk up to the last bench and there's this girl in between. She's like, hey, you play football, right?
Hmm.
And I'm like, so I met with an accident and all that. I was
Right.
like, yeah, I used to.
Yeah.
And then she's like, yeah, I knew it. And then I just walked past, okay, at that time.
Okay.
Later I came back to her. I was like, listen, why would you ask that? She's like, no, you look like a fuckboy. All fuckboys play football.
Shit.
Oh, no, not all.
That was a compliment or an insult? I don't know.
I can say this for
Shit.
sure.
Did she actually say that face to face?
Yeah, literally.
See, Vedant plays football, probably a
Not now, not anymore. Not anymore. I quit football right now. Fuck football. Screw that shit.
You only play chess.
Only pictures right now. What do you look like an intellectual kind?
Yeah. And carrom board when we are drinking.
Yeah.
Bro, every day after uni, every day I start playing carrom nowadays. It's
Yeah,
fucking
he is down good.
ridiculous.
That's why he's down good.
No, it's funny. Like imagine going up to a guy and asking, "Oh, what do you do?" "Oh, I play with your heart." Like imagine going and asking that to a footballer.
No, but did
and
she actually say that? And what have you
Yeah.
had any conversations after that with her?
Yeah, she is my friend right now.
Shit. She saw the red flag. She
That
took
is
it.
what is the fucked up part.
She saw the red flag. She took it.
You know what, Vinci? I hope she feels the same way because the minute this is going on, she's definitely
No,
gonna
she
say
has a
it.
boyfriend, okay.
Okay.
Oh shit. It's okay.
Still doesn't guarantee shit.
Exactly, yeah. That's what I want to say.
So I don't see her in any other ways.
You don't see it in any other ways. You are that way. God fucking knows
At
God.
this point, Veer's written a whole book up his head.
Yeah.
And the second you said, "Oh,
Yeah.
football or
It's
fuckboys."
a whole movie.
He's written a book, I've written a script in my mind.
It's done.
I'm the only person who's not having any
Oh,
thoughts
shut
about
the
this.
Fuck up.
Shut the fuck
This guy
up.
heard fuckboys play football and then decided that that alliteration is going to be the rest of his life. Yes
I
or no?
quit football officially. I don't know the
If-
spelling of
if-
football. I don't know how to
listen.
play football.
Listen, if this is anything like you quitting, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, before no, he quit football, now he's playing with something else.
He's
Bad
playing with
memories.
balls.
What did you all think? Okay, but nevertheless, let me come to like the final question. Okay, you've got the perfect genes, you've got the perfect parents. Turns out you're not adopted, you got a perfect name also.
What a crazy name.
Unlike some people here.
I don't know.
Unlike some people here, sorry guys, just got a small flashback there. But bottom line, what is it like, be it like dealing with your teachers on a general, like in a daily life?
Okay.
Like what is your school part of life like? Like
You
you
really
spoke about party, you
enjoyed
spoke
it.
about drives,
And
spoke
if
about
you
everything.
enjoyed, why do you enjoy it?
And if not,
Enjoy what?
school,
So
the school
like,
part.
just normal.
Like the academic part, the classes, the learning, the subjects.
Football.
Conversations like this when people say you're a fuckboy. Do you enjoy it?
Do you enjoy it?
Is that a traumatic thing for you, or is that something you laugh it off? when
Yeah,
you
I just
go?
laugh it off.
Because I think again there are like a lot of these kids of this age who like probably take offense to certain things.
It
they say.
depends. The thing with offense is it's a very subjective thing. Like, I take offense to a lot of things. A lot of people think it's a little insignificant,
Yeah.
about, and I think that certain people taking offense about
Yeah.
other things is very stupid. But bottom line, offense just turns like if you don't like it, you don't like it. That's how it works.
Right, yeah.
It's like agreeing to disagree.
Agree to disagree, but like certain things that you kind of have to stick with the fact that you hate it.
True. Makes sense,
Like,
definitely.
let's say, like, about you, are there certain things that if they happen in school or they happen around you, you're gonna say, nah, fuck that, leave it to be bullshit, I'm gonna talk about it? Is there something like that? What's that line? What's that line if like an incident crosses a specific line?
Yeah.
Would you talk about it? Like, what's that line?
Like, see, like certain things, probably till an extent, racism. Till an extent, probably like.
Cut the fucking video! What the fuck is wrong with you?
Nah, like see, let's face it, okay. We're again Indians at the end of the day. We know our lines with racism. We don't mean certain things we say,
India's number one in the
but it just
racist
comes out.
category.
It just comes off. It just comes off.
Yeah, I don't want to
naturally.
open my mouth. I don't know.
Right. No.
Orange snacks are coming in my mouth.
Okay. No, but listen, you don't have to talk about it. I'm not asking you to talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you guys to talk about it. But we never took offense in anything that came our way.
Yeah,
In our
most of
context.
it.
Okay. And I know for a fact, like at least I've spoken to Michael right now for the last 25-30 minutes. And he seemed like a kid who wouldn't either.
Yeah.
But would you say otherwise? There are kids like that.
Yeah, of course, there's a lot.
And what are the new things that have come up right now? What is the new big deal?
New, I wouldn't say there's nothing new.
Like you're saying, like racism doesn't exist. There's nothing
No,
to take offense in.
racism.
People have no
of course
filters.
there. No, people are pretty two-faced in schools and colleges. Yeah.
So
They
you're
are
saying you'd
avoiding-
rather hang out with a mature crowd
Yeah,
over this thing?
I'd definitely say that.
Okay.
And mature
We
doesn't
do
just-
have a mature crowd too, just a few of them.
Yeah,
That's
but those
what-
people know better than like hang out with the rest of them. They're just gonna keep to themselves. They're just gonna
Yeah.
they're just gonna come when they're required. You remember the whole thing with like our school as well, even in Christ. You had those people in class, you know they're gonna do something. They're probably not gonna hang out with anyone else, they're gonna be in their own group. But they're gonna end up doing something. That something could be a terrorist attack, that something could be like building a rocket, that something could be I don't know, killing themselves. But they were gonna do something.
I mean, Wayne is
Something
really
big.
doing something, and
Yeah.
he ended up being the corner kid in the bench. And next thing I know, 6 months later, we're best friends. So
Because being in the corner doesn't mean that you're like some cool kid who's like too cool for life. It's just that everyone else is just fucking irritating at times. Even this bitch.
You were in their own world, yeah.
He is my best friend, but he's an irritating motherfucker sometimes.
And I remember the first day, so we had this online orientation the first day of college because lockdown.
Yeah.
And I just saw Vedant that he introduced and I introduced myself. It was my birthday, so they spoiled my birthday also.
this is the first time we met.
No, this was just online.
Okay.
And then later on, our college started because just 20 people, so they started it. And I saw Vedant. And first, I think my first impression was that if I put some beef with anyone, it's gonna be him.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the first
You kind of
impression.
saw it coming. I saw it first time online class. Okay, I'm like, okay, there's one guy kid here. I think, like, if anything comes down like me, like, I'm gonna punch this guy in the face. Like,
Yeah.
it at least seemed like that. Like, it's a vibe. There's always an emotional.
Yeah, it's just
something that comes
some
with it.
ego, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of clashed. Probably the way he spoke. I think we kind of like were similar in a lot of things, but when it's similar in a lot of things,
Yeah.
it kind of connects to like, okay, how the fuck is this fucker think he's better than me? Like, I'll beat you up.
It's just
to
ego,
square
it's
right
just,
now.
it's just male ego at this point.
It's
of
male
time.
ego, but
Yeah.
I think we looked beyond that and we understood like half the people in our college were like a little.
But how are your, like, considering you are new to doing DPS right now, how was your, like, first few days? Are people, like,
First few days.
that
people-
rude or that friendly or how was it?
No, they're not rude.
How accepting are they is the question. Of are people who are not dip sites?
Depends on the kind of person you are, actually.
Let's say like he's like a dip side from day one. Like he came out of the womb with like a DPS uniform on.
Yeah.
His parents are like,
Like
और
it's
टप्पा लगा के
13 years of DPS, what you
like
said.
the legacy DPS student. How
Actually,
do
you
you-
just tell your own body of
Yeah.
friends, right?
So if
Yeah.
like, have you ever met like a legacy?
No, they're certainly nice people.
Okay.
Yeah, they are.
Are they
nice.
like nice, normal nice, or are they like snake nice?
do they consider you to be cool only if you do a certain, only if you do a certain?
Yeah, that is certainly
That
one
is
thing.
there.
Yeah.
So like snake nice.
Yeah.
But again, would you say like
Mostly
you have bros right now in your age group who have your back? Like going to junior college, in my high school I found Ved. Going to college I found Vidit. So would you say that at least among you guys you have people who have your back?
Yeah.
And like you have the thing that okay, no matter where I go, like I have this person who's gonna back me up throughout wherever.
Yeah.
Do you have people like that going down? Or would
Yeah.
you still call people snakes?
No, you can have snakes and you can have your boys as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you never know.
It's not
like,
mutually exclusive.
like you all been at the point where your boys have also been a snake. They're not in your life right now, but you alter the worst and you like get the best people right now.
I mean, obviously, we remember the snakes from Christ.
There's snakes in everything, and one thing I noticed about college, especially, okay, and it's happened to all of us here, I think, in the room. It probably happened to you as well later on. That once you start college, right, you have these major like big groups of 10, 20 people. You go around partying in clubs. You never know who. You just pretend to be friends. And by the time you end your college, you're just left with either 2, 3, at max 5 people. And that's the way it's gonna be. That's.
And I never feel bad about that.
Like that's
I'm
the thing.
cool about it.
That's what happened to me in like uni. In Christ,
But that's reality.
Like Christ, it was like just 4 people I had. Like you, I had.
And that's good enough for me. If
Yeah, bro.
No, not right now.
We had a couple of people.
What the fuck was his name? Rohan.
Yeah, it's just me. It's just me. It's just me. If you don't even remember the name, it's just
No, the thing is, I forgot.
You're just a fucked up friend, man. You don't remember names.
I don't remember. I fucking forgot my own birthday twice, man. It happens.
It's fine. I forgot his birthday
That's
thrice.
not normal.
For me, it is.
But nevertheless, guys, this is about it. Again, coming down to your high school life, I think things get a little bit more interesting when you have your friends around.
Vidit, the AV room story.
I'm supposed to end with that.
Before we conclude,
Before we
AV room story.
So this is a good anecdote to end with, okay? And this does not
Anurag's laughing his ass off.
Yeah. This does not involve a lot of drinking, okay? I'll tell you why. It's very fucking funny. So I told you about the intra-school fest we're doing for the teachers, right?
Right.
So we're not going to jail.
Yeah. So we were the organizers. Like we were just completely managing it with our secretary and the principal. That's it. Okay, we had to manage everything. Totally. We're on all events and everything. Right? And so what happened was that because you had a lot of free time, free classes, you just enjoy sometimes. You work as well, and then you go home one time and then chill, right? And there was like major rivalry between commerce and science. Because Anurag's batch, they were just a bunch of loners who didn't get free classes, so they were just jealous of us. Okay.
So please turn the camera back.
The camera. Anurag's crazy.
Okay. And so this was there. So what happened was my very close friend, right? So probably like me, Anurag, Rishik, and all of us are like really, really close, like since school, right? And what happened was that so he used to go out. He was discovering what he was staging right now. He was at that stage, going on drinking, doing hookah, going on with girls and all that. It was new to him. He was starting off doing that, getting his wrist.
We've all been there.
And he used to put stories of all of it. Even if he's doing hookah and whatever shit he's doing, he should do it. So the person from the science batch took major advantage of that. He took screenshots of that, and he sent it to the secretary or someone, and said that look, he's bunking the school and doing this shit.
Oh.
Like literally showing the photo. In the photo, he's literally with a girl. He's doing hookah and all of that shit. Okay.
Bro, what a fucking rat!
It's fucked up. Okay. So one day we were just called to the AV room, and we just saw all just 11th and 12th commerce and science batch. No teachers, only the secretary, and just us. Okay. And she's like, how many of you are bunking and going and doing all this? And of course, your first answer is no. And they actually didn't bunk, they went after school. Which is
So
fine.
technically it's not bunking.
It's nothing, right? It's their business. So we're like, no, nothing. And then she asked the next question, how many of you have relationships and are doing shit in school? Again, no. No one's the first.
Who's one hurdle?
Okay. And then she switches on the monitor in front of at least more than 50 people. Okay, and so when you
In front of the whole class.
in front of the AV room,
The whole
okay.
batch.
So the monitor switches on. It's on the wall. And before you play the video, it's a little blurrish, right? It's just that play button is there.
Right.
And it's just my friend like this. Like if this is a hookup or like this or something.
It is right.
And we are all like, I'm like, what did he? Okay, she doesn't play it. She goes to another one where it's just, again, my friends and some people from science dry humping each other in the backstage. Okay? They're just making fun of each other, that's it. And there's a video of that as well. And we were like, shit, okay. And then she finally takes the names of people. And they come and they get screwed for no reason or whatever. They can't say anything, of course. And the next question is...
Your photos is
No, nothing.
You had nothing.
That's why I tell you, I didn't go when they called me.
No wonder you should be so open with it.
Yeah, here's the thing, bro. When your parents are part of like the school administration, you understand.
No, this was not an NPS, this was an SPPS.
No. Regardless, you still understand how this shit
Yeah.
happens.
So...
That's why I messed up.
Okay, so anyways, the next question is like, how many of you have relationships? Okay, they don't name it, and finally they name one, okay. And then one guy gets full triggered and like, no, why do you name only mine? and he just raps out the entire full batch, and all of that shit. Okay,
Bro, that was Kabir Singh times 350.
okay. Here's the best part. Wait for it. Wait for the best part. The entire everything is really relationships and drinking hookah and all of that. And then so there was this couple, lesbian couple. Okay. No, everybody's fine with it, and we're like good going ahead with time and all that. But it's still not a major thing to be accepted, right? Okay. So I'm sitting down and these two are just standing there. Okay, they're getting screwed and they're like, they just look at my face. I'm like, no, don't do it, don't do it. Okay, and the teacher is like, just tell it who is that? Okay, and they just blabber the two girls' names out. I'm like, whoa, did you just say that?
I mean,
shit.
See, it's like the school got what they want, but again, it's like the students were like, okay, this is going to be something to laugh about at like
Because
4 years.
Because their logic was that we have got fucked anyways. Might as well let us just get fucked.
After a point, it was all just a mess.
And we come out after that heavy session and all of that. And then
Everyone's like, we go put one and come back.
yeah, that also. And those two girls are like, how can you be so insensitive and all of that? You're like, you're fine with the relationship, right? They're like, yeah, then you should be cool.
It's the 21st century, baby.
Yeah.
What are you ashamed of?
So this is the most, without being sober, in school uniform, is the most hilarious incidents I've ever
And the thing is, right, mine is not hilarious, it's just straight up.
Like, just imagine a blur video of you dry humping someone and the whole class is sitting there.
I mean, one of your
Okay.
so-called best friends whose name you couldn't remember, like I think I kind of remember the instance and I had to say it right after this. Our phones got confiscated.
I was fucking hilarious.
Wade surprisingly didn't use his phone for the first time in his life. My phone got confiscated. My friend Rohan and like these couple of other girls. And I've been waiting all day to get my phone back from the coordinator. I mean, it went to the coordinator initially, then it went to the principal. Luckily, the principal was too busy that day. It came back to my counselor. And I'm like, dude, what will they find my phone? Like, I've like partied so much, I've gone on with so many girls, like this might get me in trouble. And later I get called in, and turns out me and my other friend called Rohan get called in together. And we go in together, we're sitting like at the counselor's this thing, and she looks at me and she's like, Vedant. Okay, and I'm like, dude, this is not sound nice. But like, why is this guy sitting with me here right now? Like, I had no idea. Like, I know this kid is like the most sober kid. He never does anything. He's like about his work. He does his own stuff and all. But everybody has a wild side, right?
Yeah.
Oh, everybody does.
Everybody does. And turns out she found a video of Rohan and this other friend of mine, Vasudev, trying to like dry up each other. It's a guy thing, okay? It's nothing.
They were just having fun in the backstage, just making fun of each other.
Thing,
Dude,
okay?
and Vasudev, Cherry and Rohan.
No, and you know what like made all the more hilarious? Like at the moment it was super scary for me, but the second you show that video, I can't do anything but laugh.
Exactly. That's the whole point. Like she was screwing us, of course. Like she's really angry. Okay? And she just puts a video, and I'm like, oh, ma'am.
You know how it gets.
Yeah.
You can't do anything but laugh at the situation.
Yeah, I can't be crying and all of that.
And then meanwhile, Rohan's like pinching me down there, and I'm like,
Shut the fuck
And
up.
they're just about to name the lesbian couple, and they're looking at me. I'm like, no, just don't do it. Just don't do it. It's okay. It's fine. But they had to do
Let
it.
them be in the fucking closet for once.
It gets funnier when they come asking, oh, you think it's funny? I'm like, I do. If you don't think so, I don't know what to tell you.
Dude, but high school stories, and I'm like, I've said it publicly, and science kids, I still don't care. So you go and do whatever you want. But seriously, this commerce science thing was a huge thing in our school, at least. Now I don't know how it is.
Oh, we still
But
got beat up for the science.
It was
and
a,
the
it
commerce.
was a really.
We had an arts and commerce thing going on.
It was, but I think slowly, eventually, gradually, we arts and humanity kids are kind of making movement.
Yeah, arts and
Arts
and humanity is still somewhat similar. Okay, science and commerce, and see our case.
Bro, arts and humanities, everyone thinks it's the same thing.
See,
Yeah.
the science and commerce kids can laugh at us all they want, okay? It's going to come down to one thing. We will always have the prettiest girls in the whole college. You can do whatever you want about it.
Mean amount of, like, the most amount of prettiest girls will either be in, like, commerce or will be in arts. You will not find them in science.
Me and Wade were in the most arts class ever. We were the ones with the psychology
fucking
combination.
87 girls, 13 guys.
We did it. Bro, we won our life, dude. Like,
Yeah.
And by the way, everyone who is from that incident, just comment AV room in the comment section.
Yeah, comment AV.
Just like AV room chain me.
Just AV room. Yeah.
AV room
Anyways,
gang. Do comment down below. Meanwhile, this has been your boy Sickma. We had Gabby with us right here. We had with us
Thanks,
Vivek,
Michael.
So,
and the man himself.
Websites don't comment me.
Dips, you dipsites are dipshit.
You're dipshit, so yeah.
No, bro, I get it.
Besides, you want more
Listen.
content and info about Michelangelo, you DM his brother Vedanshin. I'll leave the pictures.
No, he won't. He's just gonna continue texting you
And he's gonna try to resume.
Why will I? It takes 12, 11
Okay,
years.
guys, thank
Okay,
you.
okay, close up. But
Chalo, you can.